I don't know about you, but I've had to shoot a lot of video in some less than ideal locations. It can be hard to get good looking shots in bad looking spots. A lot of us show up for a shoot at a place like this and we're frustrated that we have to shoot in this ugly warehouse. We get here and we find out that the lighting is horrible and the place is messy and cluttered. It's a disaster. It's got to be the worst place in the world to shoot a video segment. But we have to shoot here. So we make the best of a bad situation. We turn to our camera, we set our white balance, we adjust our exposure, probably open it as wide as we can to get a decent looking shot in this low lit situation, and we shoot. And we wind up settling for footage that's lame. And we blame our cameras. We say, if only I had a better camera, that shot would have looked better. But that's not true. The footage you're looking at right now is shot in high definition with a high-end camera. It doesn't make the shot look any better, it just shows us the ugly shot in higher resolution. See, the biggest difference between bringing home so-so shots or fantastic footage isn't what you're shooting with, it's what you're shooting at. You know, it's really not fair to blame our cameras for the bad-looking shots that we shoot. Your camera doesn't think. It just captures what you pointed at. So the big secret, if there is one, to shooting better-looking shots isn't to go buy a better camera. It's to point your camera at things that look better. I'm not saying you need better-looking people in your productions, but what I am saying is that the shots you shoot will look a whole lot better if you put more effort into making the things you shoot look as good as they can before you hit record. The way you approach your shoots, your perception of your role on the set has a direct impact on the look of the footage that you'll bring home. Most producers that I've observed, including Perry, think of themselves in one of two ways. They either approach their shoots thinking like camera operators or like directors of photography. A camera operator is primarily a shooter. He's concerned with the camera settings and shot composition and making smooth moves. And that's all great. We need to do those things. But the bulk of what the camera operator does focuses on the camera. It happens behind the lens. A director of photography approaches a shoot very differently. The DP thinks about how things look to the camera. He thinks about the camera settings, but he also looks at lighting and blocking and set design. He's concerned with everything that happens in front of the camera. A lot of videographers think of themselves more like shooters than DPs. We spend a lot of time making adjustments to our cameras and very little time making adjustments to the things that we point them at. To get great looking shots, we need to get out from behind the lens and interact with the environment. We need to think less like shooters and more like DPs. So as you go about your shoots, the goal is control. Now, there are going to be situations where all you can be is a shooter, where you have zero control whatsoever over what takes place. Your only option is to shoot what happens the best you can. But there will be times when you have unlimited opportunity to assert your influence. The key is to take as much control as you can in every shooting situation, because the more control you take, the better your results will be. The very best producers are artistic control freaks. They take control over everything. The camera settings, their talent's wardrobe, set design, the audio. But when it comes to creating professional looking shots, the most important thing that you need to take control of on the set, the one thing that will make the biggest difference in the look and feel of your shots, is lighting. Light is essential to video. Without it, all we'd have is black. The purpose of lighting, from a textbook perspective, is to illuminate the subject and the environment. But good lighting does more. Good lighting creates a mood. It adds richness. It impacts the way the viewer feels about what he sees. The key to creating compelling images is controlling and shaping your light. The goal in any lighting setup is to create an appealing balance of light, shadow, and contrast. We do this by controlling 5 aspects of each light: its position, brightness, quality, shape, and color. Positioning lights is about adjusting the length, direction, and angle of the shadows that they cast. Flat light hits the subject straight on, and it makes things look flat. Flat lighting is emotionally neutral. As you move your key light to the side, the shadows lengthen, and it creates the illusion of depth on the screen. As you move it farther to the side, the shot feels more dramatic and more emotional. We refer to the overall brightness of a lighting configuration as being high key or low key. High key lighting is bright. It's usually used for upbeat scenes. Low key lighting is dimmer, darker. It adds to a feeling of drama or suspense. Quality speaks to a light's hardness or softness. A hard light has a sharp, defined shadow edge and a deep, dark shadow. Soft lighting has a wide, broad shadow edge transfer and a faint shadow. Hard light draws out angular features and accentuates lines and wrinkles and flaws in the face. It can make a person look sinister. Soft lighting conceals lines and wrinkles. It's more flattering. Shape is about focusing beams of light, casting shadows, controlling spill. Good lighting doesn't merely flood the scene, it's focused into shafts and pools and shadows that create emphasis and that paint the set. Color is an incredibly powerful lighting consideration that a lot of videographers seem completely unaware of. A scene can be tinted a certain color to express emotion. Reds and oranges make a scene feel emotionally warm, and blue tones make them feel emotionally distant or cool. They can also be used to indicate time of day. Yellow indicates morning, red suggests evening or a sunset, and blue is used to indicate night.
All right, move a little to your right, Chuck. Good, right there. Okay.
Without a doubt, attention to lighting is the biggest difference between amateur-looking and professional-looking productions. The quality of your lighting is a direct reflection, quite literally, of the quality and professionalism of your work. So the big secret is out. The secret to shooting great-looking video. The good news is you probably don't need a better camera. You need to take more control over what's happening in front of the camera you already have. So start thinking more like a DP and less like a camera operator. Expand your field of view by taking more control over what you shoot before you shoot.